that you build a financial wall around your family nothing can get through. That's not a requirement of society. It's a requirement you impose on yourself to build a financial wall around your family nothing can get through. So impose on yourself this self-development of being in charge, taking charge of your life and your health and your future and your responsibilities and all the rest. Next, reasonable time is enough time to achieve all of your goals. Just jot that down. Reasonable time is enough time. I had to learn that. Reasonable time is enough time. Here's why. It's not the hours you put in, it's what you put in the hours. If you start depositing greater ideas into the hours you've got later than now, I'm telling you, later you can't believe the productivity that will flow. The ideas you can't think of now, a year from now, they'll start to flow. And when you deposit those ideas in the hours you've got, productivity multiplies by 2, 3, 5, 10. Next, time management essential. We've already covered the first one, a written set of goals. And then do priorities on your goals. What's important this week? What's important this month? Here's the next one. Often review. Just go over your goals to make sure that your list is working for you. It's got you inspired. It's got you turned on. Somebody says, how come you're up so early? Say, if you were headed where I'm headed, you'd be up early too. Wow. If you were going to meet who I'm going to meet, you'd be up early. If it was going to stack up for you like it's stacking up for me, you'd be getting up early. Wow. Here's some more time management essentials. Learn to study what we call majors and minors. You pick up the phone. Here's what you must say when you pick up the phone. Is this a major conversation or a minor conversation? If it's minor, a few pleasantries and you're done. If it's major, maybe you've got to make a few notes. So here's the next one. Important conversations, make an agenda before you make the call. Just jot down a little agenda. It's so easy now to just talk out of your head. Did you ever hear a conversation end like this? Let's see, there was something else. See, you don't look that swift. I can't think of it right now. I'll call you back. See, you look a little incompetent. Let's see, there was something. It escapes me right now. Really? So have you got this now? Make an agenda before you make a call if it's an important call. Now later that saves you all kinds of stuff. You call John in, the salesman, say, John, remember those 4 things we went over? He said, no, we didn't talk about that. And then you pull out your daytime or whatever, and there's the list you made when you made the call. He said, oh yes, seems like I do remember. And you've got him with your list. If it's just, salespeople especially can talk you out of what's in your head. It's true. No, we didn't talk about that. And if you don't have a little proof, I'm telling you, it's gone. So make an agenda before you make a call. So what's major, what's minor? Now here's the key on this. Don't major in minor things. If you take up major time to do minor things, I'm telling you, you'll be behind the curve constantly. Here's what we learn in sales training. What's major time and what's minor time? Here's minor time, thinking about prospects. Here's minor time, making lists of prospects. Here's minor time, keeping books on prospects. Here's minor time, going to see the prospect. Here's minor time, evaluating the prospect after you've been there. That's all minor time. Here's major time, in the presence of the prospect. That's major time. And if you took a look, if you're in sales and you took a look at a week, you'd say, my gosh, I'm spending 90% of my time on the minor stuff and so little time on the major stuff in the presence of. How many hours in the presence of in my day? How many hours in the presence of during my sales week? Because the time that really counts is in the presence of the prospect. Majors and minors. Here's another key time management essential. Don't mistake movement for achievement. It's easy to get faked out by being busy. Guy comes home at night all exhausted, falls in the chair and says, oh, I've been going. Here's the big question. Doing what? It's not the going. Some people are going, and they're doing figure eights. I mean, their progress is small. So don't mistake movement for achievement. Here's another one in sales we learned. Don't mistake courtesy for consent. If somebody's pleasant and they nod, you say, oh, they're going to buy. No, they're courteous. You can't mistake courtesy for consent. Now here's a big one, concentration. I had to learn this. All those years ago, I'm in the shower trying to compose a letter. Found it turns out to be a strange letter. So here's what I learned to do. Save the work till you get to the office. Save the work till you get to the work. Don't try to get to the office on the way to work. On the way to work, enjoy the way. In the shower, enjoy the shower. Then go to work when you get to work. I found this to be helpful. Concentration. Here's another big one. Learn to say no. I'm telling you, in such a social society we have now, it's so easy to try to be a nice person, saying yes, yes, yes to everything. Find yourself overloaded. Now you got to call and make the, well, gosh, you know, all the time it takes to back out of something that you said yes to too quickly. Here's what might be better. I don't think so, but if that changes, I'll call you. Little things you can use not to overcommit yourself. My friend Ron Reynolds says, don't let your mouth overload your back. It's a good one. Now here's a big one on time management. When you work, work. When you play, play. Don't mix the two. Don't work at play. I used to take my family to the beach and I would bring my briefcase. I learned not to do that. Or at the beach I'm saying I should be at the office, I should be at the office. Now my family's upset. Because I'm at the beach and I'm thinking office, office, office. Now when I'm at the office, I'm thinking what? I got to get my family to the beach, the beach, the beach. So things are not going too well at the office because I'm thinking beach, and things are not going too well at the beach because I'm thinking office. Here's what I learned to do. At the beach, be at the beach. At the office, be at the office. When you work, work. When you play, play. Don't mix the two. Don't work at play. Now here's one of the most important ones. Don't play at work. Work is too serious. You don't want the reputation of being the office joker. It's not a good one. Yes, there's time for some pleasant stories. Yes, there's time for a little humor. Yes, best if it's a happy office, of course. But I'm telling you, you got to be serious about work because you're parting with a piece of your life for the work you do. Your work costs you a piece of your life. Here's what it's called. Serious business. Not grim, not unhappy, but serious. Key. Don't play at work. The old expression, I don't think we use it anymore, horse around at the office. Play around, play jokes, play tricks. No place, not at the workplace. At the beach, yes. At the bar, yes. Somewhere else, not work. You got to treat work with all
All right, familia, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Grand Rising and happy Thursday. Hope everybody is having a phenomenal day. I know I am. I'm feeling good this morning, feeling blessed, feeling aligned, feeling connected. And it's always a great feeling whenever you get a chance to, wake up and serve your purpose. And I'm grateful that you guys are all on this call with me. I appreciate you guys taking the time to hop on and never, ever, goes overlooked or and never ever gets taken for granted. The fact that we get a chance to jump on this call and learn together And for me, this is what it's all about, guys. It really is all about us, growing together, elevating together, and putting ourselves to, better standards and better circumstances, which is what I'm always grateful for. So thank you guys so much for hopping on. And before we get the call started, let's make sure that we spread the word in all our group chats, Telegrams, Discords, iMessage chats. Let's let everybody know right now that Mornings with Nano is live on YouTube. Let's make sure that people are aware, so that way we can get a good training in today, and a lot of people can get the message this morning. So I'm gonna send out one last message. Mornings with Nano is live on YouTube, so we can get the word out. OTC, let's get to work. Let's get to work. I'm excited, fam. We're going to talk about sense of urgency today. I think this is going to be a really, really good training that you guys can get a lot of value from. So prepare. But before we do so, let's make sure that we start our call like we usually do with some gratitude. Gratitude is the source where all good things come from. So let's express gratitude. What is one thing you're grateful for this morning? I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my mind, my body, and my spirit. I'm grateful for my family, my mom, my dad, my little brother, my goddaughters and my godson, Wiley. I'm grateful for my team, all the leaders in my organization. I'm grateful for the whole entire Mornings with Nano community. I'm grateful for Katie. I'm grateful for, the roof over my head. I'm grateful for the people in my life, my mentors, this company, the multiple streams of income. I'm grateful for my e-commerce store. I'm grateful for my NFT that's making me money and rewards that, it's incredible. Grateful for my sis Kenya, who's on here with me. I see you, sis. I see a lot of familiar faces on here. I see Emmy, I see Dahlia, I see Cedric, Junior, Warrior Spirit. Appreciate you guys. Fire, wow. Grateful for our new home. Homeless 17 months. Wow. That's powerful. That's powerful. That's powerful. Grateful for my brother Adam, my creative director. Grateful for my sis Jasmine as well, for sure. I'm gonna go live on YouTube today as well. Let me go live on YouTube one time. Not on YouTube, on IG. Let me just take this right here. Okay. Here we are. Okay, guys. So, all right, perfect. So let's work, guys, because I'm excited for today. I see my sis Brianna in here as well. Iman, what's goody, sis? Eli, I see you, fam. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Let's go. All right, guys. So at the top of your paper, I want you guys to write down sense of urgency. All right. Sense of urgency is what we're going to be talking about today. I think this is a great topic for all of us, to talk about, especially in, the month of February, because these are definitely months where we want to be moving with more of a sense of an urgency than ever before. Okay. These are months of incredible, fruits that we can take advantage of. And I know that this would be a great training. So at the top of your paper, all right, I want you guys to write down sense of urgency. All right, I want you guys to write that down at the top of your paper, because that is what we're going to be talking about today, sense of urgency, and how it is that we can, move with more of a sense of urgency, and how to avoid things that are not going to help us grow, because it's important that we understand this. And once I understood this, everything changed for me. Okay, so let's get this rocking. All right, so what is a sense of urgency, right? If we look up the definition of sense of urgency, right, we first got to define what sense of urgency is. All right. And when you look up this definition of sense of urgency, it means you always see things as urgent and want to take care of them as quickly as possible. All right. You understand that? This is very important for you guys to understand when it comes to urgency, right? I'm going to repeat this again. When it comes to urgency, all right, and what it is and what is the meaning behind it, all right, a sense of urgency is you always see things as urgent and you want to take care of them as quickly as possible. All right. And when you talk about what is urgent, right, we want to break this whole entire thing down. It means it's important. Right now, type a 1 in the chat box if your goals are important. Type a 1 in the chat box if your family is important to you. Type a 1 in the chat box if your freedom is important to you, right? Because this is what I want to talk to you guys about today, is moving with a sense of urgency. Because I think that this is very important for all of us to understand, because it doesn't seem like a lot of people are moving with a sense of urgency, but it seems like some are, but some aren't. And I want to make sure that we all start moving with more of a sense of urgency, because remember, guys, years pass by fast. Years fly by, right? Think about 2022. 2022 was here today and it was gone tomorrow. Think about 2023. It's already mid-February. In 2 weeks, it'll already be March. The first 90 days of the year are almost already gone. We only get 4 quarters in a year. The first quarter is already almost done. So if the years are going by this fast, 2023 is just going to be another breeze. So are you moving with a sense of urgency, right? Are your goals important? Is your family important? Is your freedom important? Is your kids important? These are things that we need to start, considering, right? Because if you think about it again, let's repeat the definition of sense of urgency again. Okay. Sense of urgency means you always see things as urgent. All right. You always see things as urgent and you want to take care of them as quickly as possible. All right. Now, when we look up the definition of urgent, though, right? Because remember, when we talk about things, you want to be breaking it down to its root cause, right? When we look up the definition of urgent, the definition of urgent is requiring immediate action or attention. Sense of urgency. Sense of urgency, which means our goals, our families, our freedom require immediate action and attention. It's not something that you could just throw off to the side like, hey, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it next week, or I'll do it when I start feeling good, or I'll do it when I hit this rank, or I'll do it when I start making money. This is going to get deep here, guys. So I need everybody to really get right with me here, because what happens is sometimes throughout the journey, we kind of lose urgency because we get caught up in the things that are happening on the outside. We get caught up in the lack of results. We get caught up in the things that people say to us that cause our urgency to decrease. And what happens is what was once urgent is no longer urgent. And now it's just, I'll get it done when I can get it done. I'll read that book when I can read that book. I'll listen to that audio Nano talked about when I can listen to that audio, right? I'll do this meditation. I'll start working out. I'll start doing these things when it's important, or when I actually need to do it. And what happens with that mindset is this, guys. When you don't move with a sense of urgency, what tends to happen is most people wait until something drastic happens to start moving with that sense of urgency. So they'll wait till they lose their income. They'll wait to, for them to lose everything. They'll wait till they hit rock bottom. They'll wait till something happens in their family, or they hear news about family. And I don't like to put this out there, but I've seen people that, they didn't start moving with a sense of urgency until they heard something was happening with their family, like a sickness or a death or something like that. Like they're like, yo, now I'm going to move with a sense of urgency, right? And now I'm going to move with a sense of urgency. Like there's people that wait until it all falls apart to start moving with that sense of urgency. But I'm here to tell you guys that you don't have to wait till all of that to happen for you to move like this. Okay. We don't want to wait till something bad happens. We don't want to wait till we go broke. We don't want to wait until we have something happen in our family. We don't want to wait till those things to happen in order for us to move with urgency. What did we say urgency was? Requires immediate action and attention. Our goals, our families, our kids, our freedom requires immediate action and attention, especially during these times. So if you're just taking this time right now as like, oh, I'm gonna just take it one day at a time, those days are over. Those days where you were just like, oh, I'm gonna take it one day at a time. No, we got to move with more urgency. More urgency. Your health, you need to be more urgent about that. Especially with everything going on nowadays, you guys need to be more urgent about your health. You need to be more urgent about getting back in the gym and getting yourself healthy again and eating the right foods. It's now. Don't wait till you're 40, 50 years old to start changing. Start changing now. It's in all areas that we need to be focused and moving with sense of urgency. In all areas, not just in the business, but in our physical lives, in the spiritual life, in all areas of our lives, we need to start moving with more urgency. What did we say urgency was? Requiring immediate action and attention. What does immediate action and attention means? That means today. That means today. That means today. We got to get right into it. That book you haven't read, start reading it again today. That audio that you haven't been listening to, start listening to it today. That post that you've been debating on whether you should post it or not, post it today. That IG live you've been waiting to do and you've been procrastinating on, do that IG live today. That event that you've been wanting to do and you've been, should I do it? Should I not? Are people going to show up? Go do the event. Whatever it is that you, all right, know that you should have been doing and you haven't done it, go start doing it now. Like, go do it today. That post you was going to make, go do it. That call you was going to do, go do it. That book you said you were going to read and you have it halfway read and you haven't opened it up in a couple weeks, go finish reading that book. That meditation session you said you was going to start doing and you haven't done it, go do it today. That gym membership you said you was going to get so you can start going and you haven't got it yet and it's February 16, go get it. We need to start moving with more urgency. Time is waiting for nobody. Time is waiting for nobody. And I'm going to give you guys a couple points here. All right? Because I think it's important that everybody understands what it is that is happening here. So understand this. An urgent issue is not the same as having a sense of urgency. All right. Now listen to this. Urgency means something is urgent and it needs to be addressed immediately. Having a sense of urgency means you always see things as urgent and want to take care of them as quickly as possible. All right. Now, I'm going to give you guys the characteristics of someone who has a sense of urgency. All right. And this is how I want you guys to see if you relate with this person or not. I'm going to give you guys the 5 things, the 5 characteristics of a person that moves with a sense of urgency. All right. I'm going to give you the 5 characteristics, right? Type of 5 in the chat box if you're ready for this training. That was just kind of like an introduction to sense of urgency. Now I'm going to jump into the training. I want you guys to type a 5 in the chat box. I'm going to be going over the 5 characteristics of a person that moves with a sense of urgency. All right. There's 5 characteristics. All right. 5, 5, 5s. All right, let's get right into it. All right, so the 5 characteristics, all right, for a person that moves with a sense of urgency. Number 1, a person that moves with a sense of urgency, number 1, doesn't wait for things to happen. They proactively address situations as soon as possible. All right. Number 1, a person that moves with a sense of urgency doesn't wait for things to happen. They proactively address situations as soon as possible. Right? Someone who moves with a sense of urgency doesn't wait for things to happen. They address things as soon as possible, which means they address it today. You don't wait for you to post that picture. You proactively address that situation as soon as possible. Let's get that done today. You don't wait for that person to hit you up and ask you about your business. No, you go and hit them up and you move with a sense of urgency. You don't wait for that book to want to be read. No, you read that book today. You don't wait for that event. You set up that event today. Everything has to be done with a sense of urgency. You can't just wait for things to happen, because if you're just always waiting, you will always be waiting. And that is one of the worst habits that you can develop, is waiting for things to happen. Stop waiting for things to happen and go make them happen. Too many people are waiting for things. Go do it now. Stop waiting to read the book. Stop waiting to invest into yourself. Stop waiting for the right time for everything that you know you deserve. Go get that right now. Because if your goals are important to you, if your freedom is important to you, if your family, if your kids, and all of that is important to you, then why aren't you moving with a sense of urgency? Why aren't you moving like the things in your life require immediate attention and action? That's how we need to all be moving. We need to be moving like if these things require immediate action and attention. Today, I want you guys to think about this, and I want us to do it on this call. I want you to think of 3 things that you've been putting off to the side or waiting to do that you need to be doing ASAP within the next 24 hours now. What are 3 things that you've been putting to the side or that you've been waiting to do that you're going to make sure that you do it in the next 24 to 48 hours? I want you guys to write that down. And if you want to share with me in the chat, let me know. What are 3 things that you have been putting aside or waiting to do that now, after hearing this training, you're going to do it in the next 24 to 48 hours? I would love to hear it. Ana Rojas, post on my page. I want to see it, Ana. Post it and tag me on it. I want to see it. That's a good one. Posting on your page, right? That was something I had to do. Somebody said my taxes, making my game plan. There you go. Update my website and contracts. People on Instagram are participating more than the people on YouTube. Right? Create a list and host the Zoom launches. Serena, let's get to that, sis. Create that list. Let's get to work on that. Right? Phoenix, make a schedule. Let's make that. Let's do it. Create my LLC. Journal my goals. Set a date for my beauty masterclass. Let's do that in the next 24 hours. Let's make that all happen. Finish reading The Power of Awareness. Right? Cleaning out my closet. Doing my first face story. Yes, let's do that. Let's do that next 24. Tag me on it. Right? Respond to emails. Right? Let me see. Mark up a chart. Facts. I got to do mine too. Putting a team on seamstresses together. Team. I don't know what that says right there. Process the LLC paperwork. Right, Adam? Promoting my business through Reels, tax return filings, learn how to launch LinkedIn. There you go. Finish reading The Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. Create my LLC. Show off my jacket on my art page. Set a date for my first event. Let's go. Be more disciplined. Post on my page. Create a schedule. Read more books. Gym, meditate, reading a full book. Look at all the things. Call the people from my list. Look at all the things we've been putting to the side, guys. Look at all the things that we've been just putting to the side. I challenge every single person on this call to do all of those things that you just wrote down and start working on all of these things in the next 24 hours. Like, go make it happen. You don't have to get it. Like, there's certain things that obviously are going to take more than just 24 hours, but get right to it. Get into it. Start finishing that book. Start posting that on your Instagram. Start creating that schedule. Hop back on that diet. Start that fast. Do those taxes. Create that LLC. Call your credit clients and franchises. Launch that e-commerce store. Buy your flight to Orlando, right? Get all of these things done ASAP. Because remember, someone who has a sense of urgency doesn't wait for things to happen. They address situations as soon as possible. If you start moving with a sense of urgency, watch how fast your life can start to change. You got to think about that. If you guys would be moving with more urgency, maybe the things that you've been asking for would already been here. The goals that you've been writing down, the things that you've been wanting, they would probably already be in your life if what? You would be moving with more urgency. Some of you guys are not tired of struggling, tired of being stuck, tired of not making the money that you deserve. Then that should be enough for you to be pushing to move with more urgency. I remember that's what had me taking massive urgency. I was tired of being broke. I was tired of going to restaurants and not being able to buy my food and having overdrafted account. I was sick of that. I was sick of being stuck. I was sick of, being broke. I was sick of that stuff. So guess what I did? I started doing everything with urgency. I'm gonna read a book a week. I'm gonna wake up every day at this time. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do opportunity calls every day. I'm gonna post on Instagram 5 times a week. I'm gonna do IG lives. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it. I can't keep slacking off. I was tired of being there. So stop waiting for things to happen, guys. Some of those things that you guys are waiting to do, those are doors that you haven't opened yet that may have all the blessings that you guys are waiting for. What if the next story that you post or what if the next story or reel that you post gets you a client that makes you a great big sale and then introduces you to somebody that helps you bring hundreds and thousands of dollars into your business? What if that next audio that you listen to gives you the breakthrough or gives you the answer that you've been looking for to solve one of the challenges that you've been in? What if you getting that LLC done or you studying that boot camp, whatever it is, what if that is the next thing that you need to do in order for you to take yourself to the next level, but you're waiting to do it and it's not happening for you? Right? What if, you posting the 3 to 5 TikToks a day is what your business is missing in order for it to blow up and become a 6-figure business? But because we're waiting to do it, it's not happening. We're waiting to do all of these things. And the reason why, our blessings are on hold is because we are on hold. Listen to that again. The reason why our blessings are on hold is because we are on hold. We're just there on hold, just waiting. Just waiting. And guess what? The blessings are never going to come because you're on hold. Your blessings are on hold. And that's the truth. Say it again. The reasons your blessings are on hold is because you are on hold. If you don't move, nothing moves. It's the truth. This is the God honest truth right here. If we don't move with a sense of urgency, it'll never come. God is not going to be urgent to give you the things that you ask for if you're not urgent. God is not going to require immediate action and attention for somebody that's not even taking action and even giving attention. How does that work? God is only going to match your energy. You want to wait? He's going to wait. You want to chill? He's going to chill. You want to relax? He's going to relax. You want to take action? He's going to match those actions. Somebody in the chat box says, I procrastinate a lot, so I have no results and lost confidence in myself that I can get 5-digit earnings again. And that's okay, because I've been there before, Dominica. I've been there before a lot, where I procrastinated a lot, and it was hard for me to get back to where I was at. But you know what happened? I had to just get back into it and slowly, one day at a time, build myself back up and build that confidence back up. Okay, I'm gonna start back up one day at a time. Morning routine tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, I got back in that routine. All it takes is a couple days, Dominica. All it takes is a couple days for you to get back into it, of consistency. You do it a few days, you start feeling good about yourself, you start getting a little bit more confidence. You did it 5-6 days in a row. You're like, okay, I'm feeling good again. Let me do it again next week. And then next week you do it again. Now you see things start to open up for you. You start to feel better. Opportunities start to show up. Next thing you know, it's 10 days, 14 days down the road, and your confidence is going up, right? Which means since your confidence is going up, your aura, your energy, everything is going up with it. Now you're attracting situations, people, circumstances into your life that what are going to help you accomplish those goals. But if we just stay chilling and we just stay stuck, we will always be stuck. We'll always be stuck. It's like, think about it, guys. You guys know that feeling. You ever not gone to the gym for like a big, like, you know, you haven't gone to the gym for months, and then you go for a couple days and you start to just feel like, man, look at my body is already, you know, is already looking nice. Like you start to feel confident again. You go 1 week, you go 3 times 1 week. Then the next week you go 4 times. Now you're feeling better. By the second week, third week, you're like, sheesh, I'm in mode. You're getting that confidence back. You're posting that you're on, you know, you're posting that you're at the gym, you're eating healthier, you're doing all of these things. Things start to change because you started moving with a sense of urgency. So number one, an individual that moves with sense of urgency doesn't wait for things to happen. They address things as soon as possible and they get right to it. That's number one. Number two, a person that moves with sense of urgency respects time and manages it proactively instead of letting I'm gonna repeat that again. Number two, a person that moves with a sense of urgency respects time and manages it proactively instead of letting time manage them. I'm gonna repeat it again. A person that moves with a sense of urgency, number two, respects time and manages it proactively instead of letting time manage them. So if you are somebody that moves with a sense of urgency, you got to respect time and you got to manage it proactively. Which means, do you have a schedule? Do you have a schedule? Do you have a schedule where from hour to hour, you know exactly what you're going to do from the moment you wake up to the moment you fall asleep? That's you respecting time and managing it proactively instead of letting time manage you. Because if time is just passing and you have no schedule, no calls, no studying, no self-reflection, no nothing, then time is just managing you. Time is just managing you. So you got to respect time because time flies. Look, we already been on this call for 30 minutes or so. I can't even believe it's already been 30 minutes. Guys, you got to have time. You have to have respect for time and you got to manage it properly. I manage my days very properly. You got to do the same. All right. Wake up time, morning routine time, mornings with nano time, trading time, business time, family time, night routine time. You got to know how to do this stuff, guys. You can't just be walking through life with no urgency. You can't just be waking up and having, you got to think about it. You can't just be waking up and just going about life with no schedule. You're going to end up nowhere. Like you guys do understand that. You're gonna end up nowhere. Somebody asked me, what are you doing after this call? I have another call after this with one of my leaders, right after Mornings with Nano. I have a call with her. I already know what I'm doing after this. I know what time I'm doing lunch. I know what time I have another call. I have another call at 1. I have a birthday party to go to tonight for one of my cousins. I already have the schedule planned out, everything. What I got to do, what time I'm going to eat dinner. That's how it is. You guys got to be able to sit down and create a Google Calendar for yourself. Right? Let me see. Let me show you guys something really fast. Right? There's an app, right? If any of you guys got Gmail, right? Put a G in the chat box if you have Gmail. Right? If you have Gmail, put a G in the chat box. If you have Gmail, put a G in the chat box. My friends always make fun of me because I always say if it's not in the calendar, it's not happening. And it's the truth. You got to think about it. Yo, if my mentor always told me, he said, Nano, show me your schedule, I'll show you your income. I was like, sheesh. And when he told me that, I had no schedule. So tell me how I felt. So look, right? If you go to your Gmail, all right, this is actually not the Gmail that I have connected to my phone. This is another one of my Gmail accounts, right? But if you go to Gmail, you can go right here, and then you just hit Gmail, obviously, right here. Yo, and you can start to create your schedule, and you can connect this to your phone, right? So for example, right, let's say schedule, let's say me, for example, right? Let's say you're somebody that wants to start waking up at 6 a.m., right? You can come right here and say, yo, morning routine at 6 a.m. It starts. I'm going to do my morning routine from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., right? This is going to consist of, let me see, give me one sec right here. I'm going to change the color of this. I'm going to put morning routine. I'm going to put it blueberry. Okay, I'm going to have it remind me 30 minutes before. Okay. And then does a repeat. Let's say we're going to do it weekly, right? We're going to do this every weekday, Monday through Friday. Right? Simple, easy. Look, boom. Wait, why did it do that? Job. Oh, because I was giving this example not too long ago. Give me one sec. Let me do that again. Sorry. Right. So let's say you wanted to do morning, and I know this is just kind of like an example, right? You know, if you just kind of want to do it this way every weekday, we said blueberry, right? Something like this. Okay. Monday through Friday. Does it stick now? Why does it keep doing that? I'm gonna just have to delete. I'm sorry about this, guys. Hold up, give me one sec. I want to show you guys this because I think it's important that you guys understand this. No, let me do this again. If it doesn't work this time, guys, and it's not meant to be, I guess. Okay. So, for example, right? So we'll title this right here. I'm gonna just do Thursday as an example, right? Let's just say morning routine for this. All right, save. All right. So we'll do morning routine. Then let's say 10 a.m., right? We got mornings with Nano. Okay, let's do mornings with Nano. What color? We're gonna do mornings with Nano red. Okay. Then let's say, you know, let's say after mornings with Nano, let's say lunch. Okay, lunch, mornings with Nano, we're gonna do lunch and anything that has to do with eating. We're gonna do everything that has to do with eating yellow. Okay, so then I would plan out my lunch and I would also plan out my my dinner. So I would do dinner as well at 7. So I would do dinner at 7. We're also gonna do this yellow. Okay, dope. Okay. And then I'll do calls. So for example, I have a call at 1, right? From 1 to 2. I'm gonna make all my calls. Let me see. I have call with Melanie today at 1, right? So I could do call with Melanie at 1. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna do calls with Melanie. I'm gonna do all my calls green, right? I'm gonna do all calls green. I know I have another call at 6 p.m. I have my Leadership Dynasty call today at 6. All right, Leadership Dynasty. I have that other call, so I'm gonna put that green as well. Okay. I know we have a 9 p.m. training today, so I'm gonna put team training as well in here. Okay, team training. I know there's a team training tonight at 9, so I'm also gonna put that in green. Let me delete this. Okay, and then you start to fill it up, right? You start to fill it up as you go. And obviously what I do is I kind of set up like a schedule that I can kind of follow every single day. So like, for example, I love, you see how it says prospecting here? I usually do my prospecting usually like around 5 o'clock, right? So let's say I wanted to do prospecting, right? Every day at 5 o'clock, I would do prospecting every day at 5 o'clock, and I would put it orange, right? Monday through Friday, if I wanted a prospect, right, I can do that right there. Okay, so I can do that. Thursday, find the time, whatever. Yes, right. Let's say that from, let's say from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Okay, work on my credit business. Right, you can work on credit business at this time. Let's say, for example, right, I'm gonna do anything that has to do with my credit. Let's say, for example, I want to do that. I'm gonna put it purple. Right, I can be like, okay, after dinner, 8 o'clock prime time, post on social media. Right, take this time to post a picture on social media. Right, like I said, this is something that you want to be able to sit down and do, because think about this now, right? And then let's say, last but not least, I would just put like night routine here, just so you guys can kind of have an example of what it looks like. All right, really quick. All right, and I'll show this with you guys is here as well. Night routine. What color did I do morning routine? Let me see. Morning routine was blueberry, so I'm gonna do night routine blueberry as well. All right, so from 10 to 12. Right, not even necessarily. I usually want to be asleep by 11, to be honest. That's the ideal time. So I would do night routine. Oh shit, I did this wrong. 16. Yep, there it goes. All right, boom. Right, that's it. So I'm basically done with my day. All right, I got everything in there. I know everything that's happening, and now I'm done. Right, and the good thing is that I can sit there now, and let's say, for example, all right, let me show it on Instagram as well so that Instagram can see it. Okay, now I have my schedule planned for the day. I'm respecting my time. I know that from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. I'm doing my morning routine. At 9 a.m. I can put that I'm trading. All right, I can put that I'm trading. All right, let's change this. Let's put all trading as this light green right here. Okay. Right now I know everything, right? I see I have my morning routine, I have my trading, I have my mornings with Nano, I have my launch, I have my calls, I have my credit business that I'm working on, I have my prospecting, I have my Leadership Dynasty call, I have my dinner, I have my posts on social media, I have my team training, and I have my night routine. Right now, remember, this is mine. This is an example of what mine would look like. Okay. Now, what you guys got to do is do the same. Respect your schedule, respect your time. Like, don't just wake up and not have a schedule. Just don't wake up and just, oh, I'm gonna just wake up and it's Thursday, February 16. Like, how are you gonna be successful like that? It'll never work like that. Never, ever, 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 ever work. It'll never work. If that's how you're planning on doing it, it'll never work. So sit down, and it's so easy guys, anybody can do what I just did. Anybody can be like, okay, at this time, I'm going to do this. I'm going to color coordinate it like this, and I'm going to do this every single day. That's how it is. If you woke up today and you don't have a schedule like that you're about to go and follow, you are behind the curve. You are doing yourself the biggest disservice. You are doing yourself the biggest disservice. It won't work. There's no chance. Everybody that's successful, anybody that is making 7 figures, they can all tell you they all have a schedule. No one is just waking up to wake up and just go about their day. It's not going to happen. And remember, you got to respect the time. If you're not moving and respecting time and managing time, then you're missing out. You're losing. There needs to be a schedule. There needs to be something that you're doing, guys. It can't just be, oh, you know, I'm just going about my day. No. It'll never work like that. Okay, so that was number 2. Respects time and manages it proactively. Okay, respects time and manages it proactively. That was number 2. Number 3, a person that moves with a sense of urgency understands the goals and the objectives that have been set and understands the consequences if they're not achieved. Anna Rojas asks, if you had a schedule like you just did every day, when would you take time to answer text messages and follow up? In between, and usually at the end of the day as well. You never have an off day. Saturdays are usually like off days for me. Saturdays for me are like kind of like, in a way, I still work on Saturdays, but it's still, you know, I consider Saturdays, I work from Sunday to Friday in a way. Right? Like I still work on Saturdays, but not as much. Like it's more like a chill day than it is an off day. I wouldn't consider me having off days. But like I said, your schedule doesn't have to be like mine though. Remember, I have multiple businesses. I have an organization of 600 plus people. I'm an educator, you know, I'm a leader, I'm a son, you know, I'm a boyfriend. I have so many things, you know, a lot of different things going on. So this is me 5 years down the road, but I wish somebody would have told me this when I was a year in. I wish somebody would have sat down and helped me organize, you know, myself when I was first getting started with the business. Right? So number 3, right? A person that moves with urgency understands, listen to number 3, understands that understands the goals and objectives that have been set and understands the consequences if not achieved. So number 3, a person that moves with a sense of urgency understands the goals and the objectives that have been set and understands the consequences if they're not achieved. Guys, I understand my consequences. Do you follow through on the whole calendar? Absolutely. That's the easiest part. In honesty, guys, the easiest part is is following through on the schedule because it's already there. You just have to show up. The hard thing is sitting down and organizing it. That's the hard part. The easy part is doing it. Because think about it now, all I have to do is just go do it now. I got to be on. Look, if I go back to look at the schedule, right, as an example, all I got to do is eat my lunch at 12, which I'm going to do, right? I got my call right after this with Isabella at 11. All right. Then I got lunch at 12. I got my call with Melanie at 1, work on the credit business from 2 to 4, right? I got prospecting at 5 to 6. I have Leadership Dynasty at 6 to 7. I got dinner 7 to 8. I'm going to post on social media from 8 to 9. And then I'm doing my night routine 10 and 11 o'clock. That's it. Now it's just doing it. And the thing is that my calendar is going to be sending me notifications throughout the day, letting me know, hey, in 30 minutes, you have your call with Melanie. In 30 minutes, you got to work on this. In 30 minutes, you got to post on social media. Easy. And it's just now execution. That's all it is. Now it goes back to my point number 3. Yo, A person that's moving with sense of urgency understands the goals and the objectives and understands all the consequences if not achieved. Yo, if I don't achieve my goals, my mom and dad are going to struggle. If I don't achieve my goals, my leaders are not going to believe in me as much. If I don't achieve my goals, I'm not going to be able to pay for my expenses every month. So you got to know your consequences if they are not achieved. So this is why I don't take things as a joke. I don't just take it as a joke, right? Everybody's circumstances are different, right? Remember, I'm 28 years young. My parents retire this year officially. They're counting on me now to take care of everything, to pay all the bills, to make sure everything is taken care of in the house. So outside of me making sure that I'm good, I got to make sure my family's good, which means I got to make a certain amount of money every single month in order for me to be able to provide for myself and my family. So if I'm not serious about my goals, then look at the consequences. I'm not able to provide for my family. My mom and dad always provided for me. So how do I look like not providing for them now when it's my turn to return the favor? You understand how it works? So that's why I move with the urgency that I move with. I'm not just, I can't just chill. I can't take a day off. I can't relax. I can't be like, I'm going to do it next week or I'm going to do it next month. No, I got to do it this month. I got to do it today. I got to post that picture on Instagram today. I got to post that reel today. I got to read that book today. I got to listen to that audio today. I got to make those phone calls today. That's how it works. You got to understand the goals and the objectives that have been set and understand all the consequences if they're not achieved. I know the consequences if I don't go out there and do what I'm supposed to do. I know them. Do you know the consequences? This is so important right here, guys. If you needed to hear this training today, we're 3 points in. We have 2 more and I'm done here. Give me 10 more minutes. If you needed to hear this training today, type a 3 in the chat box. Right? I don't want to take credit for the training either, actually. I was actually on the phone with Katie before this and I'm like, what should I talk about, today? And she started giving me some topics. I'm like, nah. And then she said sense of urgency and it kind of like stuck with me. I said no to it first. And then I was like, nah, I need to talk about sense of urgency. People need to hear this for sure. Even I need to move with more sense of urgency. So I need to hear this training myself. And I had a training on sense of urgency, which was amazing. Dude, we all needed to hear this. Even I did. You guys would be like, well, Neno, you got a pretty dope schedule. You're running calls all day, this and this and that. But guess what? I needed to hear it myself. So that was number 3, right? Number 4, a person that moves with a sense of urgency knows failing is not an option. Elijah Parker said, a schedule is well needed because I was winging it every day. Bro, I was just like you, fam. I was just like you. I was just winging it every day. I was just waking up and I'm just going about it. I didn't even, you know what's the funniest part? You know what my schedule was? My schedule was my notes. This is why I be telling people, like, people think that this stuff is a game. Like, I can show you guys real receipts. I've showed this before, but I can show you guys real receipts, bro, of when I started to do this was my schedule back then. This is my schedule right here. Look at it. Look at the date. Created April 28th, 2018. That's almost 5 years ago. Look at when it was created. So before I didn't have a schedule, I had a checklist. So I didn't have a schedule back then. I had a checklist. This was before I even knew what a schedule was. Right? I had a checklist before. So what I would do is Look, these are the things I had to do every single day. Right? I had to do personal development for 30 minutes. Let me show it to Instagram too. Look at my checklist. This was what I was doing 5 years ago. This is how I started. I would personal development for 30 minutes, read for 30 minutes, study trading for an hour, study real estate. Back then I was studying real estate. Marketing for 30 minutes. Marketing for 30 minutes meant like, posting on social media, stories, so on and so forth. Follow at least 100 people, right? If you guys look at my profile, right? I was following 100 people a day back then. And to this day, I follow the max amount of people that you can follow on Instagram, because I don't know if you guys know, but the most people you can follow on Instagram is 7,500 people. I follow basically the max amount in a way, right? You've never seen somebody with 20K followers and 20K following. I mean, and 10K following. The most you can follow on Instagram is 7,500. But I always tell people are like, yo, Nano, how do you follow so many people? It was that back then I was following 100 people a day because I wanted to grow my business. The people that were watching me were tired of watching me, so I needed new eyes on my page. So I went and followed a ton of new people. And the people who didn't follow me, I would unfollow them. But I was building my Instagram, right? Then look, follow at least 100 people, contact my leaders, write down my goals, visualization for 15 minutes, pray, write down what I'm grateful for, work out, drink at least a half a gallon of water, meditate, get rid of bad habits, webinars, intro to Forex trainings, right? Talk to 3 new people every day and look at my future homes, cars, and others. I would have to do this every day. So look, on this day, April 28th, okay, as you guys can see, April 28th, all right, I did everything except for working out, drink a gallon of water, and I didn't do a presentation on this day. That's the real. That's how it is. That's how real this is. I don't have to ever lie to you guys about the stuff that I do, bro. I've been doing this right here for the last 5 years. The same stuff. Still to this day. People ask me, how have you been able to accomplish the success that you have accomplished? Dude, I've been doing this for the last 5 years. I've been following that routine for the last 5 years. Because a person that moves with a sense of urgency, like I said, number 4, knows that failing is not an option. I'm not going to fail. There's no way that I can fail. How can I fail when I follow my schedule? How? How am I going to fail if I'm following that schedule? If I'm reading every day, studying every day, posting every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. I know that failing is not an option. So think about that. Some of you guys are complaining about doing it for a month. I've been doing this since 2018, April. In 2 months, when it hits April here, that'll be 5 years of me doing morning routines, personal development, reading, journaling, intro to Forex, all of this stuff. I've been doing that for 5 years. Think about that. For 5. Imagine you doing, and some of you guys can't even do it for 30 days. Some of you guys can't even do it for a week. Because I remember that used to be me. I couldn't do it for a week. I couldn't do it for a month until I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was like, yo, enough is enough. I got to put my head down and I got to look up 5 years from now. I was like, yo, I'm going to put my head down. My mentor told me, he said, Nano, put your head down and look up 5 years from now and see where you are. I was like, say less. Say less. You're right. I'm going to look up 5 years from now. 5 years from now, I'm looking up, living in Miami. I've traveled to 14, 15 different countries. I've made multiple 6 figures. My parents are retired. I'm taking care of all the bills. I've created multiple six-figure earners. I have a podcast that's ranked number 65 in the United States. I'm an educator for the company. Baseball Academy in the Dominican Republic. A beautiful community. Sheesh, I'm grateful that I put my head down and 5 years later, I'm looking up and look at how much we've done. And I don't say that stuff to impress y'all. Look, it's 11:11. That's how true it is. I say that to impress upon y'all that if I did it, you guys can do it. These were the things I would dream about. These were the things I would ask for. And look, they happened. But why did they happen? Because I've been moving with a sense of urgency for the last 5 years. And you know what's funny? I'm not even where I want to be at yet. Am I grateful for where I'm at? Yes. But I know that there's so much more for me to accomplish. In my opinion, the last 5 years have been preparation for what the next 5 have in store for me. In all honesty. In all honesty. I truly believe in my heart that all God did the last 5 years was prepare me for what the next 5 have for me. He said, your first 5 years, I'm going to just prepare you. I'm going to put you through all of it. I'm going to let you live your life. I'm going to let you make all the mistakes. I'm going to let you make all this money. And I'm going to just teach you as much as I can the first 5 years. Because your paradigm is all messed up. And I need to just teach you how to create a schedule. I'm going to teach you how to be an honest man. I'm going to teach you how to be this and that and this and that. I'm going to teach you everything you need to learn your first 5 years so that the next 5 years could be your most abundant years of your lifetime. By the time I'm 10 years in, you'll be living the life of your dreams. But I need to set you up and prepare you the first 5. That's what God tells me. He prepared me the first 5. He told me, as long as you don't quit, you'll never fail. So why would I ever quit? I don't care who leaves. I don't care who folds. I'm here. I'm going to do it with or without them. Anybody who knows me, anybody who's close to me knows that I'm going to do this with or without them. That's the honest truth. I pray you do it with me because I know where we're going. But if you don't, that's okay, because at the end of the day, I'm still going to love you the same. That's all it is. But I'm going to do it with or without. That's how it works. Failing is not an option. And you got to have that mindset. That's number 4. And then last one, number 5, a person that moves with a sense of urgency, okay, is driven by an inner spirit of accomplishment. Sheesh. A person that moves with a sense of urgency, number 5, is driven by an inner spirit of accomplishment. Can you guys tell me right here, right now? You guys can tell that I have an inner spirit of accomplishment inside of me. I'm here. I'm grinding for this. I put the pain in for this. Okay? I'm going to turn this 3-bedroom apartment that my mom lives in into a 2-story house. This same apartment that you guys see me in the next 12 to 24 months, this will be a house for my mom and dad. Remember, I said it here, take a screenshot, record me if you want, and hold me accountable. This will be a house in the next 12 to 24 months for my mom and dad. But guess what? Look, it took me 5 years of preparation. It took me 5 years of failures. It took me 5 years of lessons. I failed way more in the last 5 years than I did win the last 5. And that's the God honest truth. Like, if there was a ratio, if I could tell you the ratios of the times I failed to the times I've won, I would say 8 out of 10 times I failed. Twice I won. In all honesty. That's the truth. That's the truth right there. I lost almost every time. I failed almost every time. But the 2 times I won, that's all that matters. So think about that. Imagine failing 8 times and only winning 2 times every time in everything that I did. For example, I got this NFT that you guys see me posting on my social media. Guys, I invested into maybe 15, 20 NFT projects. 2 hit. That's how life is. But guess what? That one that hit is worth $15,000 now. And I paid $300 for it. NFT project made me money. That's how it works, right? That's how it works. Yo, I've recruited hundreds and thousands of people, but I've found a couple people that have been solid. That's how it works. I recruit 10 people to join the business. 7 out of the 10 of them end up leaving. 3 stay. And out of those 3, only 1 ends up becoming anything. That's how it works. The numbers are like that. So we got to understand that this is the game. In my opinion, there's no business better than network marketing, in my opinion. Because this business molds you. It molds you, it develops you, it helps you become a better person. It's the hardest business, but it's the best business. Because guess what? You become better, you grow. You have to be a leader to others. It develops you. And that's why I have that inner spirit of accomplishment inside of me, because I know we're not going to fail, fam. There's no way we fail. There's no way we fail. Somebody asked me, how did you manage your schedule when it got busier in the last 5 years? Honestly, bro, just by organizing it better, being more intentional and more calculated. More intentional and more calculated. That's all I did. I was just more intentional and more calculated. I know exactly everything I needed to do. It doesn't get harder, bro. If you already have a foundation your first 5 years, you know what I'm saying? Like, the next 5 years are even easier because you already know how to do it. It's literally doing the same thing. So there's something people have a misconception that, you know, for example, there's been times that I've been working my butt off and I've been busy as hell and I didn't make no money. And then there were times that I was same thing, busy as hell working, but I was making a ton of money. Sometimes it all depends on the season as well, right? Like, for example, that schedule I just showed you guys, that schedule sometimes is the same schedule that I have in times when it's massive momentum and hundreds of people are joining the business and I'm making more money than I've ever made. But then there's seasons when it's kind of slower, you know, things are not moving as much, there's not as much momentum, but it's still the same schedule. So you got to keep the same schedule through the good and through the through the bad. You know, you got to keep it all through it's like a wave. You got to keep the same schedule through the waves. When it's up, you got to keep the same schedule when it's down. And sometimes when it's up, it requires more energy, but you naturally have more energy because of the energy of that season. So that's why every single day you have to be driven by an inner spirit of accomplishment. Every day you're going to go out there and accomplish something. And remember, guys, accomplishing something is not hitting that big time goal of you making that certain amount of money. Yo, you doing your morning routine, that's an accomplishment. You jumping on Mornings with Nano is an accomplishment. Think about how many people were sent the link and didn't hop on. How many of you guys are grateful that you hopped on this call? Imagine if you would have missed this call. Imagine if you would have been like, no, you know what? Not today. I'm not going to jump on today's call with Nano. You would have missed this message and you needed this message. That would have been a failure on your part. Right? Yo, doing your night routine is an accomplishment. Studying is an accomplishment. When you post is an accomplishment. It's the small daily accomplishments that add up to the bigger ones. All right, guys. So those are the 5 characteristics of an individual that moves with a sense of urgency. All right. I'm going to repeat them one more and we're going to wrap it up. All right. Number 1, we said, doesn't wait for things to happen. Right? Number 1 is they don't wait for things to happen. They address situations as soon as possible. That was number 1. Number 2, we said respects time and manages it proactively instead of letting time manage them. That was number 2. Number 3, understands the goals and objectives that have been set and understands the consequences if they're not achieved, right? Number 4, knows that failing is not an option. And then number 5 is driven by an inner spirit of accomplishment. Those are the 5 characteristics of an individual that moves with a sense of urgency. All right, guys, if you guys got value from today's call, put a 555 in the chat box. All right, put a 555 in the chat box. I needed to hear this. So for a few people that telling me like, yo, Nano, I needed to hear this. Like, trust me, even Nano needed to hear this. And it's not that I'm not moving with a sense of urgency, is that I could be moving with a more of a sense of an urgency. That's all it is. You can always move with more of a sense of an urgency. We can't be just waiting for things to happen. We need to go and make it happen. We can't wait for the doors to open for us. We got to go open the door. We can't wait to retire our families. We got to go make that happen ASAP. Guys, I need everybody to understand, yo, things are only going to get harder for people out there in the world. I'm serious. It's only getting harder out there. It's only going to get more expensive. Inflation is only going to keep going up. People talking about world wars. Bro, we are already at war. It's called the war of the consciousness. That's a whole nother conversation that I don't want to get into. But bro, we are already at war. The war of the consciousness. The way they're controlling people's minds right now. That's where the real war is. There's no wars happening with guns and no, guys. That's not the war. The war is on your consciousness. So make sure that you guys are protecting yourselves and paying attention to what's really going on. Take care of yourselves. Because I get into that conversation and forget about it. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. That's a whole nother rabbit hole that I know some people are not ready to hear that kind of stuff. I know what you're talking about, CEO Rose. But with that being said, guys, that wraps up today's call. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. I hope you guys got value. If you guys have not followed me on Instagram, my Instagram is at Long Live Nano. Okay, that is my Instagram at Long Live Nano. The other Instagram is Mornings with Nano. Mornings with Nano is the Instagram that if you guys want to, participate in what we got going on, and you guys want to become a part of the MMX family, my brother Dre, appreciate you, family. And you guys want to participate in the MMX family, because YouTube right now is only twice a week, guys. It's only twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you guys want to participate in the MMX sessions, which are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, okay, reach out to myself and my business partner, Jasmine, on the Mornings with Nano Instagram, and we will get you guys plugged in. We already have 70 plus people who are plugged in already with MMX. Okay, our goal is to get it to 100. All right, we want to get it to 100, and that's what this is all about. All right, so let us know if you guys want to become a part of it. It's only $100 a month to have access to myself 3 times a week, 12 times a month, all recordings, all different educators, and a bunch of also, things that are needed. So make the investment in yourself, because remember, the best investment you can make into yourself, the best investment you can make is the one that you make into yourself. All right, guys. So I'm going to do a quick prayer for us, and then we're going to wrap it up right there. All right, everybody bow your heads. Let's pray. Father God, thank you so much for blessing us with this beautiful Thursday morning that we get a chance to wake up and serve our purpose. We are so grateful for the awareness that you continue to provide us with, and all the information that you continue to put in our way in order for us to learn. We are so grateful for this community that's filled with love, that's filled with anticipation for the great things that you have in store for us. And it's just filled with so much gratitude for all that we continue to learn and all that we continue to develop ourselves into. We are so grateful for this journey we are on, and we understand that we must start moving with more of a sense of an urgency. And we want to apologize if we've taken time off, if we've taking our time for granted and not taking our time as serious as we should, because now more than ever, especially after this training, we understand the consequences. We understand the way that we need to be moving forward, because in order for us to serve the purpose of God here on this earth the right way, we have to move with more urgency. We have to move with more of attention to detail and more focus. And that's what we're going to be doing moving forward, God. So we want to thank you so much for the reminder. We want to thank you for making us aware that we were slacking off and that we weren't doing what we were required to be doing. But just know that on behalf of the whole entire Mornings Veneno community, that after this day, after this prayer, every single one of us will be moving with more of a sense of an urgency, more attention to the detail, more focus, more everything. And we're just so excited to move forward, Father. So we ask for strength, we ask for guidance, we ask for leadership, we ask for wisdom in this next run that we're going to be doing moving forward, Father. So we love you so much. We appreciate you so much. In God's name we pray. Amen. 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 Thank you guys so much for hopping on. I hope you guys had a good call with me. I know we went a little bit over today, but it's okay, because it was a great call either way, family. So I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day. And with that being said, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe. If you haven't liked this video, like it. But in the chat box and in the comment section below, let me know what was one thing that you learned or one big takeaway that you got from today's call, fam. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. See you guys tomorrow on MMX. God bless.